Hello, YNABers. My name is Jesse Meekum, and this is podcast number 345 for YNAB, where we teach you 4 rules to help you stop living paycheck to paycheck, get out of debt, and save more money. Today, I'm not really going to talk about budgeting. I'm going to talk about toasters. Just this once, indulge me for just a moment, and if any of you out there are of the sort where this sounds interesting to you, email me, and let's chat. So, the idea is this. I like the buy it for life idea. I like that things last a very long time if they're built to last. And too many things in this day and age are built to die. They're built to last 2 years. And then you have to part with your money again, budget for that thing again, spend the money again, maintain it again. No. The best stuff maybe even gets better with use. So I want to start a company. It's called the Heirloom Toaster Company. And we would make toasters. And I say toasters because my grandmother had a toaster. I found out recently that toaster did finally go the way of all toasters. But that toaster was the same toaster my mother toasted her bread with. And my mother, I won't say her age exactly, but I'm, 30-something, 7. And she had me when she was in her, I think late 20s. So, anyway, she would make toast with this toaster that was at my grandma's house, and we would go and visit 20 years ago. That was the toaster that we used, and we would visit 10 years ago. That was the toaster we would use. 5 years ago, that was the toaster we would use. Just recently, I did find out, as I said, that the toaster did finally need replacing. I wish I actually could have gotten my hands on the toaster. I didn't know that at the time, and I had not shared with my grandma the fact that I was mildly infatuated with her toaster, so she may have just sent it off to Goodwill or something. That's a bit of a tragedy, actually, but I won't dwell on that. The idea is to build toasters that will last generations, a lifetime warranty. Lifetimes. If I talked about this before, I can't remember. If I have, I apologize. If I haven't, here we go. Your toaster would need to be built to withstand anything that normal toasters have to withstand, plus a little more. I think if we just use stronger material, more metal, that the toaster could be built to last. I think if we looked at the gauge of different wires and things and just looked back to the 50s and said, how did they build that toaster back then? I think if we did that, we would find a lot of solutions there. We would make as few moving parts as possible. I wouldn't have a dial on the toaster that let you decide how toasted you wanted your bread. If you wanted toasted more, you just push the thing back down. That would probably be the only moving part, is just that little slot thing that you push down, and the bread goes down inside and it's toasted. We wouldn't have it be Bluetooth enabled. It wouldn't be a smart toaster. It wouldn't interact with your Nest thermostat. It would just toast bread to your liking, if you like bread toasted the average way. We would probably make a thicker gauge for the cord. We would probably have it be protected from surges and things like that. The other cool thing about this Heirloom toaster from the Heirloom Toaster Company is the fact that it would be serviceable. So you wouldn't hide its inner parts from everybody. You wouldn't make it to where you had to pay so much money just to replace a battery in your phone. Instead, you could just go online to the Heirloom Toaster Company and buy the part you needed. And there would be instructions for everything, YouTube videos, DIY, how to replace this or that thing in your toaster if, by that slim chance, it actually does need replacing. We would warranty it for a really long time. We would market it to be green because we would source materials that are high quality and reputably sourced, because it wouldn't end up in a landfill in 4 years. That's a very green approach. We would market to the luxury people that just like to buy things that are expensive, and they know they're out there. They shop purely on price, and by that I mean the high price. There's that market out there. And then there's the DIY, buy it for life crowd, where they're saying, hey, I want to be able to service my own toaster. And we would let them do that. Buy it for life, of course. They bought boots that last 30 years. They can buy a toaster that lasts 100. So we're just saying, hey, this is the last toaster you'll ever need. You may need to pay twice, 3 times, 4 times as much for it, but you won't have to replace it in 3 or 4 years. It'll work just fine. That's the idea of the Heirloom Toaster Company. I haven't started the company yet. If you want to start it, be my guest. If you want me to advise, I'd love to. Email me at jesse@ynab.com if you have any ideas for the Heirloom Toaster Company. I would love to hear it, because at the end of the day, I want my money to go and get something that will truly last. I want that money to continually add value. And if the thing breaks that my hard-earned money bought, if it just breaks, if it needs to be maintained constantly, if I have to work with the warranty group over and over again, if I have to constantly email the rep and say, this isn't working out, this isn't working out, come out to my house again to do this or that. No, that means that the money didn't buy me anything of value. It just bought me another to-do, another headache. And let's at least have the toasters not do that. And then we can move up from there with other appliances. But I think toaster's a good first stop. I know this wasn't much about budgeting, more about value, so maybe it is about budgeting. But until next time, follow YNAB's 4 rules and you will win financially. You've never budgeted like this.